All right, let's get into these Obama divorce rumors, okay? We discussed this on the show yesterday. You guys listening to the show are not serious people. I said, hey guys, what do you think is going on with Michelle Obama? And some of you terribly wrote maybe she had prostate cancer, which I thought was really, really mean. I cannot take you guys anywhere. Anyways, we should definitely take a closer look at these divorce rumors because obviously something is going on, okay? Now, Michelle Obama, love her, hate her, believe her, it doesn't really matter. The reality is she has always shown up for her commitments, okay? In terms of being a first lady, she has played that role very well. Even after you leave office, by the way, you're still expected to show up to certain political events. It's like a lifetime appointment in that way, right? And unless you die or are dying, they expect you to be there. And one of those types of events that they expect you to be at are presidential funerals, okay? And another one of those events, obviously, is the inauguration. And Michelle Obama, despite all of the rhetoric about Trump and Melania back when they first assumed office in 2016, she showed up, or 2017 rather, January 2017, she showed up and she, played the part no matter how she felt about Trump. You can see here, this is a throwback and her greeting her at the White House, right, for that transfer of power. So it was raised some alarms, I should say, when Jimmy Carter died and Michelle Obama did not show up with Barack Obama. It was like, okay, what's going on? And I think they said that she was overseas. I actually don't remember what their excuse was. And people online were going, no. There's like a divorce happening. They're separating. And I ignored it because that didn't really make sense to me. I was like, okay, guys, it's plausible that she did have some commitment where she could not make it for Jimmy Carter's funeral. And we should just let it go. I don't know what that commitment would be because she doesn't really have a job, right? They're just unbelievably wealthy. But I don't know. I just didn't think that a divorce was happening. But then she doesn't show up for Trump's inauguration the second time, okay? That is very strange. That, when he walked out by himself, I went, okay, this is now getting weird. Where actually is Michelle Obama? What is going on between Michelle Obama and Barack Obama? Are they even living together? Have they not been together? We did obviously see them during the Democratic National Convention together, but these are two significant events that she has missed. So it's entirely plausible that she's sick, and it's entirely plausible that they are separated. Now, Obama did issue what people thought was a very late birthday tweet, and I think in large part people thought that he's only doing this because people are noticing that he's not posting a birthday tribute to her, and he tweeted this. He wrote, "Happy birthday to love of my life, Michelle Obama. You fill every room with warmth, wisdom, humor, and grace, and you look good doing it. I'm so lucky to be able to take on life's adventure with you. Love you." Okay, great. We appreciate that. But here is what the media is saying. They're saying that the noise is getting louder. According to a report, apparently she was furious to see that Obama was yucking it up with Donald Trump at the Carter funeral. A Beltway insider added that Michelle has been checked out of life in Washington, D.C. since leaving the White House in January of 2017, following Barack Obama's second term, and also noted that despite the fact that Obama's main home is in the Colorama neighborhood of D.C., which is a property that they purchased together back in 2017, Michelle Obama reportedly spends the majority of her time at Martha's Vineyard, where they own a massive oceanfront estate. Yeah, the people that tell you all about climate change inevitably always tend to buy these massive, and in their case, $11.75 million oceanfront estates. Go figure. That same source added that Michelle Obama is rarely in D.C., while others noting that when she was there last summer, it was without Obama, and she appeared happy and she appeared content. So it is plausible that they are just living two separate lives, and because they're former first lady and president, they feel as though they can't get divorced on paper. They're happy just living two lives apart. In a 2022 panel, we should also note here that Michelle confessed that she had harbored resentment toward her husband for nearly a decade. And she said, quote, "People think I'm being catty. It's like there were 10 years where I could not stand my husband." It's quite a strong quote, and that's quite a very long time not to be able to stand your husband. I wouldn't be able to stand not being able to stand my husband for even a minute. So 10 years sounds like a very long time, and that's a very strong statement. And Barack Obama later confirmed that it definitely helped their relationship to be out of the White House because they were able to spend a little more time together. So they are now also dealing with rumors of infidelity. There are claims that Barack Obama has been involved with actresses, and those actresses are saying that that's not true. But there's something going on, okay? I'm just saying, it's pretty obvious to me. the rest of the world that she did not show up at the inauguration. And there just has to be a reason for that, right? Like, it just has to be a reason for that. Vivek, he's out. Apparently, the Department of Government Efficiency is so efficient that before it even started, they got rid of one kind of government supposed to be employed, and that was Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, there is more here than meets the eye. And honestly, I could just text him and find out because I know Vivek. But first, let's speculate before I do that. I will try to get some answers for you. So there was all of these rumors that Vivek and Elon Musk were not getting along, okay? This is a headline from Politico. Everyone wants him out. How Musk helped boot Ramaswamy from Doge, okay? Apparently, Elon Musk made it known that he wanted Ramaswamy out in recent days. And I have to tell you this is a thing. This is a common theme, okay? Apparently, Elon Musk is running the show at Mar-a-Lago, and so it may be fair for people to be suggesting he's the co-president because he's been in Trump's ear telling him, get rid of this person, get rid of this person. And there is, to me, and again, this could be part of his Asperger's, but there's a lack of respect when he just sort of tweets it. And then because it almost feels like it's a mandate to Trump to like get rid of somebody or not hang around someone. Like he randomly tweeted that he didn't like Nigel Farage, or like Nigel Farage didn't have what it took, knowing fully well that Nigel Farage and him have been at Mar-a-Lago like together. And so I think it then makes it so that these relationships are quite awkward for Trump to manage. And I told you guys with the Doge thing, I was excited about Vivek Ramaswamy because I spent time with him. And he's remarkable. He's hardworking. He doesn't stop. And he deeply understands these issues about how the government is run because he had to think through this when he ran for president. And Elon Musk hasn't really done that. He hasn't done anything, actually, but like yell at us and call us racist for not wanting unlimited H-1B1 visas. And so I'm wondering how Elon Musk maneuvered, if this headline is to be believed from Politico, to get Vivek taken out while he gets to stay. And is it just because he's richer? And maybe that's what it comes down to. Is Trump just like, all right, let me see everyone's 401ks and I'm going with you because you got more money? It's seeming a little bit like that, right? It is, like I said yesterday, not a good look when Trump has Mark Zuckerberg as one of the people that's sitting with him at the church on the day of the inauguration, like a guy who caused so much pain for Trump supporters and anti-vaxxers suddenly just buys himself a seat at the table. Not a good look, okay? So anyways, now, at first they tried to deny it and go, oh, none of this is true. He's not leaving. Now, officially, Vivek has announced that he is leaving and that he is instead going to enter the gubernatorial race in Ohio. And I feel like that's kind of a pretty flowery way of not acknowledging to the public that something happened behind the scenes. And you know, Steve Bannon has said that he finds the Elon Musk element to be problematic, Elon Musk being one of the people that's whispering in Donald Trump's ear. And that's largely because he is disrupting these relationships as someone with a self-admitted, like social, I guess I wouldn't call like Asperger's syndrome a social disorder, but I guess you could call it a social syndrome that makes it so that he sometimes misses the forest for the trees. Here is what Steve Bannon had to say about Mr. Elon Musk.
He's got a glass jaw. He can't take, because of the autism or where he's on the spectrum. He's clearly not. He's got the maturity of an 11-year-old. You can tell that. But it's obvious. He can't take criticism. One of his weaknesses is that he needs to be loved. He needs the masses to love him. You can tell he's on the stage. He needs that glory. This is to have a digital ghetto and to only have raised up what praises him. That is like the little boy's mentality. If I want to be the superhero, I want to put the cape on and kind of skip around. You see this a lot in Danbury. These what they call chomos, what they call these sex offenders. They've got this. They've had a maturity level that has stopped, and they want to be. They all watch the movies that have the Cape Crusaders on there. It's an absolute indication of immaturity.
I hate to say this, but I agree with Steve Bannon. I think that's right. I think that you can very easily become an enemy of Elon Musk if you just disagree with him. I think that is how he's running the show there. And I bet that Vivek came in with ideas, again, totally surmising here. I have no insight And they clashed because they're both two successful people. And I bet that Vivek thought that he had it right, but Elon Musk was thinking, yeah, I gave more money and I'm in his ear and you ran against him. And so I'm going to make it problematic that you disagree with me, because actually I'm not willing to share the Department of Government Efficiency. I want to be the Department of Government Efficiency, and I don't like Elon Musk in that position. I know it's not favorable. Everyone's an Elon Musk stan. He's so amazing. My gut just tells me that he is very much a part of this sort of AI generation of billionaires. I find it to be in conflict with my views as a Catholic, and I'm not into this sort of robotic future that he desires, where he like applauds and claps about the idea of going to Mars. It just conflicts with me spiritually. And again, if you are so rich that you don't think that anybody can question your ideas without you shouting and screaming, like we saw that on display with the H-1B1 visas, people offered a rebuttal. People that have been in MAGA forever. He just joined 10 minutes ago, and he just started calling them racist. Like literally just started calling everybody racist. And that is exactly what Ben is describing, unable to take any criticism. And if you do, he will bite your head off and start bad talking you. And I think that may have been what happened with Vivek Ramaswamy and him. But I will find out, because I've got Vivek's number. I'm going to find out for you guys. I'm going to get the piping hot tea. Speaking of piping hot tea, this is absolutely hilarious. I just want to share this with you because it will make you smile. So everybody knows, but I can't say it. Oh, I feel like Kanye. We're going to have to put Kanye. But everybody knows that MLK catching bullets was not something that the government was not involved in. Perhaps, maybe so. There's some theories floating around the government could have had something to do with it. Well, check this out. I don't know why they do this. It's very funny, but the FBI tweeted yesterday. Of course, it was MLK Day, because after they off you, they give you a holiday. And they wrote, today, the FBI honors the life and work of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We reaffirm our commitment to Dr. King's legacy of fairness and equal justice for all. And it gets a community note, a fact check. It says, the FBI engaged in constant surveillance of King and attempted to discredit and blackmail him to influence him to stop organizing. King's family believes the FBI was responsible for his death. Ooh, that's not the fact check the FBI wants. You look into the King story, and I have some questions. But I have to tell you, the responses to this were just exceptionally hilarious yesterday. This is obviously that famous meme. It's you right now, writing this to the FBI. FBI shoots MLK, turns around and says, today we celebrate MLK. This is another response to the FBI meme. This person writes, just because we killed MLK doesn't mean we can't miss him. It's so funny. I just love it. I absolutely love it. And it's fantastic because now that Trump's in office, he has promised us that he is going to release both the JFK files and the MLK files. Now, he did make that promise in his first term, and he said, I'm going to wait and whatever. He shouldn't have waited. Obviously, you're not guaranteed 2 terms. Well, now he is guaranteed 2 terms, and he is promising. I don't know why that was. I wish that was day one. It's taking too long. We've waited long enough for those JFK files, long enough for those MLK files. Just release it today. And I bet somebody higher up is going to stop that, because then it would make us not trust our government even more, if it's possible, if we could get to at a lower level of trust. I don't think it is, but it will probably unlock another basement of governmental distrust. All right, guys, now let's get to some of your comments. I'm just excited to see what you guys think about everything. What do you got going on? Okay, Alaska Dog Lady writes, for those who claim to advocate for neurodivergent, they are quick to attack our little autistic billionaire. Quirky social mannerisms are literally in his diagnosis. Cancel the ADL again. Yes, exactly. It is ironic because they're usually the ones that are like, you can't even say these words. We have to be so sensitive. And like I said, he's been open about the fact that he has Asperger's in the past, and now they're like, no. And it's obviously being compelled by the fact that they hate him because he's aligned himself with Trump, and people can never be evenly split. They can't. It's got to be all hate or all love. No one can just assess things as they are, apparently. This person writes, I can't stand him and his oligarch buddies, but that wasn't an end salute. It was an awkward, rhythmless man that had an involuntary spasm or a tic. I think we agree with that. And again, I am not the biggest fan of Elon Musk, but we can critique him for things that he does, not things that he doesn't do or certainly didn't mean to do. Bad Hombre writes, hello from California. Big fan. You got to get out of there, man. You got to get out of there. Things are getting crazy. Hector writes, Glad to know your videos will be able to be monetized again, Candice. Yes, of course, us getting remonetized, the day before Trump assumes office. What do we all think is happening? Again, it felt like a cloud had been lifted when Trump was inaugurated. We understood that we were pretty much living under a communist regime is what it felt like. And then they suddenly had to go, okay, well, Trump is now speaking about putting in place laws that will allow independent creators to go after these tech companies for obvious discrimination and things of that nature. It's like, you can't just go, well, I don't like Trump supporters, and so you're not allowed to be on this platform. Make your rules, and everyone should have to abide by them. And that did not seem to be the case over the last 4 years. And obviously now some of these techies are speaking out about just what sort of pressure they were receiving from the Biden regime, including Mark Zuckerberg, the world's favorite lizard. Heather Salvatore writes, the people of the vineyard hate when they are there. Businesses have to close down. This is regarding Martha's Vineyard, by the way, and the Obamas. The people of the vineyard hate when the Obamas are there. Businesses have to close down during visits for security and lose so much needed income. Zaid agrees and says, can we briefly interrupt this broadcast to comment on the Oxford Union interviewing Bad Barbie? What are our thoughts? Yeah, I did not know that was happening. The Cash Me Outside girl. Apparently she made like $50 million in a couple of years. And I think she's already spoken at the Oxford Union. And I don't know what to say. This is the new generation of income and the new generation of money. And I think she spoke out about how she knew she could make that money because people were creeps on the internet that were waiting for her to turn 18. That is just sad, but it is also true.